Live.
Who?
You.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I'm barely breathing. I'm barely alive today. You guys know yesterday was a really tough day. Very tough day. We lost our 6U game last night. So I know you guys are really upset about that. 8-7. We had the tying run on third base. We couldn't get it in. So I'm a little down today. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Is Bitcoin? Bitcoin's back up above 50,000, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I've been too depressed to look. Guys, today, well, let me give you an intro first. How about that? Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I'll show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have, maybe I can do this real quick. Today is Wednesday, September the 8th. It's a balmy 71 degrees. You guys know we come to you live every single day at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I went to the throat doctor yesterday. It was pretty cool, I thought. We went to the, let's see, is this it? Here it is. Went to the throat doctor yesterday. I got some pictures of my throat. I thought you guys might like to see. Where that's, let's see, recents. Here. There's my throat, guys. Oh, there's my throat.
God.
Do you guys like this?
No.
Why? She said I have a very healthy throat, believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the $1 million pipes right there. You're looking down, I think, into those are my vocal cords, I think, right there. I think. It looks kind of like a blobfish, doesn't it?
Looks like something.
Looks like something. You want me to turn it sideways?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
What do y'all think about my throat? It's nice.
Some throaty Cody
It's a throaty Cody right there, isn't it? So you guys know every day I'm over here sipping my tea for my throaty Cody. Somebody said it looks like an octopus. Somebody said it looks, okay, I'm not going to say that. I just thought I'd show you guys that. You guys enjoy looking at my throat?
According to the chat, no, they all hated it.
They all hated it. You guys, somebody said -1 pin. Yeah, if you guys, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I don't know if you know a lot of your organs, including your mouth and your tongue and your throat. Did you know they're made from this, like the same kind of cells, the same kind of material that other parts of your body are made of?
No way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
Very specific parts that we don't talk about because it's a family-friendly channel. So
yeah.
All right, guys, let's talk about crypto today. I'm going to get fitted for my grill later, so we'll have some content on Hit Network. You guys don't forget to check out obviously BitBoy Crypto on YouTube, 1.24 million subscribers. But don't forget Hit Network. This is where you get to see me do fun things like go get fitted for my grill later today. And do we have Aaron? Do we have footage from the game last night on today's video?
On today's Hit Network? No.
It'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have some scenes from the game. We got all the players signed stuff so they can all be on it. So it'll be fun stuff. So don't forget to do that. And then Brian and Justin, they do New Money Gang. You can subscribe there as well. And we're at 527.2 thousand on Twitter. We've been really hitting the hyperdrive over here on Twitter lately.
Yeah, we've been doing well.
Pretty good. Now, do we have the post for the meetup?
I was doing it just before we went live, and this computer is not signed into Twitter, so I'm going to have to do it from my phone.
Okay, we'll do it from your phone while we talk markets, and then we'll go from there. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, 279K. I also have this new, well, it's not new. It's an old one I had, Dad Jokes for the Win. This is where I'm doing more personal stuff. Look at this. Look at this owl that was at our office yesterday. It was sick. Animal Control had to actually come get it.
Yeah, that made it into the hit.
Oh, it did. Yeah. That was crazy.
That was.
I keep accidentally airdropping myself. They're my kids at the game the other night. You guys want to see my kids, my family. And look at this. Look who made it on here. TJ.
Yeah.
Look at him. He looks so exhausted, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get going with the market here. Market, not doing so great. It's sitting at 2.07. I guess let me check out this market cap because I want to see if over the last
volume was up.
Oh, volume's at 208.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's the message. We did actually hit 1.95 billion. This is the lowest we've been in quite a while, but it did bounce up. So the $2 trillion market cap, it didn't hold exactly, but it still held pretty well. Now, this is what I want to tell you guys. When we're looking at the markets here and we're thinking about Bitcoin, and look, we're getting to the middle of September here, okay? we're getting on in and what my prediction for 2 years now has been, which is that this bear market ends around September 28th. I always said give or take 1 week, so we're looking into the first week of October. I now believe there's a chance it could go to the middle of October, which would be basically 8 to 10 days longer than I thought this bull run would be. I don't think it goes anywhere past that, but it may still end up in 3 weeks being over. It's still certainly possible. People say this. They say, well, you know, how in the world is Bitcoin going to move so fast? You're clearly wrong about this. What did price do yesterday?
Move fast.
In 1 hour, the price dropped from 52,000 to 42,000 in 1 hour. Now we've got higher volume, which can justify bigger moves. Okay. So when you think about like, oh, there's no way it's going to go up that fast. Well, it certainly will. And I tell you what, after seeing the 20% correction yesterday, I was very encouraged, because what did we see all through the most bullish part of the market? We saw about 20 to 25% corrections. This is in line with that. So there's nothing that we've seen which is, really, off from what we said. Mike Barnett says this is all guesswork, but Ben is great at it. It's not guesswork. All these numbers and these dates came by a lot of research and studying what I did wrong for years in the last bull market, trying to make sure I didn't make that mistake again. So it's not guesswork. I would say a lot of other people are out there doing guesswork. The only thing you have to go off of in crypto is history. That's it. What is a chart? It's 100% history. That's all you have to go off of. So while some people, they, conceptualize things will be different this time, because we rely on history, and that's why we've been dead on for the vast majority of the last 2.5 years. We've been dead on this market. Now look, that could all change in 2 or 3 months. Maybe we're wrong. I don't think we are. But it is what it is. We're going off of history, and that's very important to rely on, because that, like I said, that is all that we have. But it can move very, very, very quickly. So let's take a quick look here. We got Bitcoin coming in 46,000. The volume at 207 billion. Absolutely massive volume. Bitcoin dominance 42% falling. ETH dominance 19.5%, about the same thing. Man, this math is getting a little complicated up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's 335 divided by 2? 117 and a half pair. No, that's not right. 300 divided by 2, 177 and a half Paraguays. Yeah, 177 and a half Paraguays will get you an ETH transaction today. So look at Ethereum back up at 34, so that's pretty good. Let's look at the biggest gainers. We do have Algorand coming up, and you were saying you think Algorand's the next Solana?
Yeah, we've got a story about that today, about Algo potentially being the next big runner like that. Solana was kind of under the radar for a little while until it wasn't, obviously, and then it was the center of attention, a big pumper, and yeah, they're saying Algo could be another opportunity like that, a little bit of a sleeping giant that could make a run for the
167.5. I was off. Dang it.
Could make a run for the top 10 here pretty soon. It could be a big opportunity.
167, my God. Well, you know what I did is I had it right, because I said, what did I say? I said 217. I realized I was wrong. I just added the 17 to 150 wrong. I added 27 instead of 17. So had all the right math. If I had shown my work, it would have been really easy to see what's right. But I want to go back and address that that last question, or the last statement that I addressed, which was it's guesswork. Now, look, there's a lot of people out here doing guesswork on this market. But as you guys know, I got an inside track on this stuff. That's why I'm so strong and I have so much confidence that everything we said was right, because I've got so much confirmation from sources that it is going to play out exactly like I've said it's going to play out. And we're in crunch time here. We only have 2 months left, about 5 weeks left, really, 5 to 6 weeks, to see whether I'm right or not. And I think by the end of this, I am going to be proven right. But look, if it goes to, if it goes until let's say Bitcoin goes up till Halloween, I'm 1 month off. For 2 years to be 1 month off. Funny thing is, a lot of people say you are absolutely wrong. We're still pretty dang close, and that's good. A lot of charters saying beginning of 2022 is when Bitcoin will top out. That's going to be absolutely wrong. I'm telling you guys, there's 0% chance Bitcoin goes into the winter still up. That would be December 22nd, whenever winter officially kicks in. It will be over. During the fall, this is over for 100%. There's no way this is going to next year. So you guys can jot that down. So, all right, looking back here, Harmony up 29%. IOST back in the top 100, up 21%. We were on a node for IOST. Don't really talk about that much. AMP up 10%, holding pretty good. Biggest losers, Phantom. Look at Phantom. Wow.
Didn't Quant have a pretty good pump? Was that up there?
Not for the last 24 hours, I don't think.
Thought it did.
5%. I mean, it's coming in. It looks like about number 15 or so.
Yeah, it might have pumped and retraced because I just think I saw it early this morning that it was up. Or it could have been like a time tick over kind of thing.
A month off means you're pregnant.
What?
What do you think about Drake's old Drake's the cover of his?
I haven't looked.
You haven't seen it? It's all like different, like women with different hair colors and skin color.
Oh,
pregnant emojis.
Interesting.
It's like 16 of them. Yeah, pregnant emojis.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay.
All right.
What did they say? Somebody said I didn't say about Algorand. I don't know. We're going to talk about Algorand a little bit later on.
Yeah. So real quick, only a couple of questions. If you guys have questions, go ahead and submit them now. Eric Nav or Nave, any rumors of XRP getting back on Coinbase or relisted on Coinbase?
Well, we've seen a lot of transfers, a lot of large XRP transfers. There were more yesterday. Oh my gosh. Oh, y'all will love this. Y'all will love it. Hold on. Y'all are going to want to see this here in just a second. Okay. So let me pull up this transfer, the last one I can find. There were a lot of XRP transfers over the last few minutes. Or last few hours, the last day. Let's see if I can find one. Got a lot of content to go through here. So this would have been last night at 8 o'clock. Last night at 8 o'clock, $55 million in XRP was moved, and $150 million in XRP was moved. So we are starting to see a lot of we're starting to see a lot of XRP movement. And a lot of people are speculating that could be a lot of exchanges repositioning. So I haven't seen the rumors of this. We'll talk about Coinbase and the SEC here in a few minutes. Some interesting stuff. But I do believe Coinbase, Coinbase will probably not relist until the days following the SEC lawsuit being dismissed. And I see people asking the question, still shooting for September for that? Yeah, absolutely. I still believe by the end of this month, this will be over. Was told the middle of the month, was told that date could have been extended 1 to 2 weeks, which kind of is why I'm saying maybe bull run extended 1 to 2 weeks. Yeah, so this is still going to happen. We got a lot of XRP stories we're going to be covering today. So a lot of XRP stories.
Yeah, and a little bit of a switching of targets for the SEC, which
exactly
could be foreshadowing. So Trustalize on YouTube asking, if BTC is going down, how do you think ADA will perform on September 12th when smart contracts launch?
On September 12th?
Yeah.
When smart contracts launch?
For ADA.
I mean, we're going to be way back. Bitcoin's not going down between now and September 12th. There's no way Bitcoin's going down. That would be the weekly close. The weekly close will be up. There's no doubt about that, in my opinion. J.R. Proctor says Coinbase getting sued over Lend. They're not getting sued. They were threatened to get sued, which we'll talk about.
Which we'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But, yeah, there's no way. Bitcoin doesn't have time to go on a multi-week retracement. Doesn't have time.
Well, that's a perfect kind of setup for this next question. Any mention of the billions of stable coins being minted in the past 24 hours, which we did look at?
We looked at it yesterday, which that was absolutely a huge story.
Now,
absolutely a huge story.
And his question is my take. We're starting the Wyckoff distribution yesterday was the preliminary supply. So that if he's talking about another Wyckoff distribution pattern.
I'm so tired of this Wyckoff stuff. I really am sick of it. I mean, you can find any chart and match it up. You know what I mean?
If you get the right time frame.
If you get the right time frame, you can find a design in the chart that looks similar to that. That's the way markets move. So I'm not, we want to go on the 1 minute chart, the 74-hour chart, the 3.9 day chart. We'll find something that matches it. I'm not very interested in the Wyckoff stuff right now, because just wherever you're at, people are going to say, this is what, it doesn't matter where we are, what chart you're looking at. Somebody's going to say, we're following it exactly. Like, here's the next move. But even if when you follow the design, it doesn't match it exactly. Like, you will find parts of it that are pretty considerable off, but then it'll realign with it later. They're like, see, told you. So here's my picture from prom. My mom just sent me this. What do you think about that?
That's you?
That's me.
At prom?
That's me at prom. Yeah.
Random.
You like those shoes? My mom sent it to me because we're having Macy's birthday parties this weekend. It's a Great Gatsby murder mystery party.
Oh, wow.
And we have to all dress up like this. So there you go. You guys like the wingtip? So they, the neighborhood newspaper asked me a question at the prom after party or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me, I gave them the answer to the question, and I told them that my name was Michael Hunt. I put it in there, of course, shortened to Mike,
Did they say it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was in the paper.
Wow.
It was pretty funny.
Do you think XRP settlement September still from
Somebody says I'm firing shots at Journey Crypto. I don't know what that's in reference to. I like Tony. He's nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Did you hear?
Any questions? Which one?
Do you XRP settlement?
I already addressed that. I said yes.
Okay, perfect.
We already addressed that one.
And then, so basically where we were going with this Wyckoff stuff, it wouldn't give enough time if we went into another Wyckoff distribution pattern, like Ben was just saying. We wouldn't have enough time to hit the targets we're supposed to hit by the end of this run.
Screw everybody's charts.
Journey likes Wyckoff.
Okay,
is what they're saying.
great.
So that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. But for the rest of this run, I'm telling you guys, screw all the charts.
Yeah.
Charts are out the books at this point. I would throw the chart baby out with the bathwater.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go to charts.
So to the charts. To the charts. Okay, so what I'm seeing right here is
real quick before we get into the charts, we've got 16,643 people watching, only 3,152 likes. So if we can get those likes up, if you guys are watching at home, pause the video or pause the live chat, go down and hit that like button, come right back up. You won't miss anything.
Okay. Yeah. How many do we have watching?
Basically 17,000.
17,000. Okay.
Yeah. Approximately.
Okay. So what you guys can see here is I've drawn the old baby and bathwater chart. We've thrown the bathwater out with the baby.
I thought that was a hot dog where your mustard and ketchup spilled off the end.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, actually. It is, because it's the wing is a little longer than the bun. Somebody says EWT's price being suppressed just like XRP's. No, I don't believe. I think EWT the news on it is just not fully out yet. This EWT is a play for is a long-term play, next 5 to 10 years. All right, so seriously looking at the chart, though, this is the Elron special, the 4-hour chart here. You guys know
I thought he was the 15-minute chart or the 5-minute.
Anything other than the day. Literally all I show is the day. So when you guys see other charts pulled up, that's because Elron was up here like trying to figure out his next degenerate leverage trading move. A lot of people got liquidated yesterday. Talked to several people who've been trading. We've not been doing any trading here. I just don't have time. A lot of people got liquidated. Jim missed getting liquidated by $200. So, and he was only on 5X. And that was such a massive move yesterday that, a lot of people got hurt in it for sure. Just a reminder, you should not be running you should not be running without a stop loss when it comes to trading period. So, okay. So looking here at the chart, I mean, let's see the last time that we really had a big fall like this. I'm trying to look here at the RSI line. Dang it. What did I do here? Trying to look here at the RSI line. I mean, that was a big, jagged drop we had yesterday. Of course, we had a drop similar to this after we all-timed high. We had a drop here that was pretty big. This was a little slower burn drop, but definitely another big one. But what I really want to do is I want to go back to November, because let me tell you what I'm feeling about this move, okay? I'm feeling from this move very similar to November, okay? Because if you guys remember November, how many of you guys remember November? Who was here for, 2020? Because if you were here in November, had probably been here for all of 2020. Not a lot of people were jumping in. Things weren't sexy, okay? But what I want to look at is on Thanksgiving, we had this massive drop for Bitcoin. Now, certainly doesn't look that large right now when you look back at it. And if you look here, I mean, you saw a pretty dramatic drop in the RSI right there. We got it pulled in pretty tight here, but it was a pretty significant drop. When you zoom in, when you zoom in on this, watch the circle at the bottom. Watch the circle at the bottom. You see a really big drop, similar to what we just went through, okay? Then we had this drop. I think it was 18%, I believe. It took 2 full days to complete. Look, 17% drop. And then look what happened. It only took 1, 2, 3 days to recover to hit a new all-time high. And then it dropped, didn't go nearly down as low. And then this is really what we consider to be the start of the bull run and the start of March to all-time highs. Like the absolute start of when things went crazy, new people were coming in. This is what I'm looking at right now when I'm looking at what we just saw. And I'm talking about, of course, the baby in the bathwater. So if you look here at what we just went through, this was, I believe, right at a 20% drop. 20% drop. That would put us at 2 more days to recover. So today, tomorrow, and then Friday, we should be recovering and possibly back up, not to all-time highs, but back up to the $52,000 level. So we'll have to see exactly what happens. You have the number 3 pick tonight?
Tonight, yeah.
Son of a snitch. I've got 3 drafts and a theta poker game tonight.
You're doing 3 drafts tonight?
I think I know 2 of them are tonight for sure.
Wow.
At the same time.
Stacking them up.
Well, I'm only in 3 leagues,
yeah.
And they all just waited till the night before the season. Any NFL predictions for the year? Anybody want to make? Stephon Diggs, number 1, should be your number 1 draft pick, I believe.
Stephon Diggs?
That's who I'd pick if I was number 1.
Really?
He is going to crush it this year.
Interesting.
Positive of this.
You'd pick him over Chris. I assume
over who?
Christian McCaffrey. Is our league a PPR league? Do we know?
I don't think so.
It's not.
I think PPR leagues are cheap, anyways.
What do you mean?
Maybe
cheap?
You got to ask Nick.
Well,
I just think it's a totally different game than regular fantasy football.
Yeah, it is. But you need it for deeper leagues. Like most of
are we 12 teams?
We're only 10, so we probably don't need it.
So we're fine.
Yeah, but I'm usually in
10 is the optimal number of teams. 12. When you get to 12, the problem with 12 is if you need a player to sub in for if one of your players gets hurt the day before Sunday or, leading up to the games, or they're a Thursday night game, Wednesday you find out they're not going to be on the team, there's nobody available.
Well, that's the point. Makes it a lot harder.
It is a lot harder, but it's not as fun. I don't like it. I like to be able to actually there is a number 2 running back that sometimes will score a touchdown available. Not like I've got to get the number 4 running back that's touched the ball 1 time all season.
Well, you got to get a receiver that's got a good matchup to kind of fill in those roles. But yeah, I got you.
Is somebody talking about, let's see what this is. Somebody's saying because Stephon Diggs was in a strip club and did not get the jab, I shouldn't pick him. You, sir, are an idiot.
Okay.
Sorry, I just didn't know other way to say it other than that. I guess we just got to be nice on the show. All right, let's move on. Coinbase or the SEC?
By the way, we are PPR. Nick just texted me.
Okay, well.
Get ready to get wrecked.
Get ready to get wrecked.
Yeah.
Well, PPR, yeah, I would definitely be taking McCaffrey number 1.
Yeah, you have.
Dalvin Cook's going number 1 in a lot of leagues.
What?
I'm surprised by that. Dalvin Cook.
Huh.
Alvin Kamara is going 3 or 4. Derrick Henry is going 3 or 4, but
yeah, Derrick Henry. Yeah, those are all good picks.
Okay. SEC threatens to sue Coinbase over high interest crypto product. Now,
this is big.
It's
a big story. It's posturing by the SEC. This is a clear sign that the Ripple case is wrapping up. That's for sure.
Okay, but I think you're missing the bigger point of this story here.
Okay.
I think almost everyone will miss the biggest point of the story.
Which you think is?
Coinbase put out this tweet on behalf of the SEC. Coinbase and SEC are the same. They're all ran by the same people. This is, if you think the SEC is going to go after Coinbase, you don't understand who's pulling the strings here. They're the same people.
Yeah. No, I don't think they really will. Actually, the Mark Cuban tweet was pretty spot on, I thought.
What do you say?
Brian Armstrong came out with this long thread talking about it, and he basically said the SEC doesn't know what they're doing. This is regulation by litigation, so they're just going to let lawyers kind of try to figure all this stuff out through cases and judges and then use it for precedent. But, you know, he said he was basically telling Brian Armstrong to go on the offensive against the SEC. But I agree. I think this is...
Why would you go on the offensive against your own coach?
Well, that's what I was about to say. I think this is a lot of posturing and theatrics, kind of like political theatrics.
That's 100% what this is.
Yeah,
100% what this is. The orders to my Uncle Brian Armstrong, the orders were handed down to him what to say. This guy is a facilitator, is what Brian Armstrong is. You think this guy just, you know, they became the #1 crypto exchange in America. I think the #2 overall. You think that just happened? They just, you know, he worked hard. He was answering customer support messages, and now all of a sudden they're at the top. No, it's because they work hard to be compliant. Brian Armstrong, Coinbase, and the SEC worked together on this tweet to push forward the narrative. Don't try this. Don't try this. We're not going to put up with this. These are threats, political theater, like you said, sending warning shots to other people that might want to do this. Coinbase never was going to do this. This is all a facade. None of this is real. So the SEC's threat to sue Coinbase is likely to frustrate consumers who had viewed the company's planned lend offering as a practical way to earn 4% interest. Coinbase first announced its 4% savings product on stablecoins in June. In a surprise move, the SEC has warned it will sue if Coinbase goes ahead. Coinbase's CEO lashed out at the SEC on Twitter. Let's see. They want to offer a new product called Lend. Unexpected move is a setback for Coinbase and could spell trouble. Here's the important part. And could spell trouble for other firms that offer high yield products. So
I love that they think 4% is high yield.
What a bunch of idiots. These people, man. Don't you realize you'll have to pay capital gains tax if you make money in crypto? These people, they're so far in the traditional system that they're just living in a fantasy world. What's real is over here in crypto. Coinbase's CLO, Chief Legal Officer, you know, former job that Brian Brooks had, Paul Grewal announced the SEC's threat in a blog post on Tuesday night. He described how the company had been in discussions with the SEC about Lend for 6 months, but the agency then abruptly warned last Wednesday it may sue if Coinbase goes forward. Yeah, it abruptly warned them. They've been meeting for 6 months, but then out of nowhere, they did this. What do you think's going on in those meetings?
Right.
The truth is in the story. If you just read it. They've been meeting for 6 months about this. Weird. Coinbase publicly announced its plans to launch in June. They wanted a peace of mind for their FDIC insurance, which Coinbase is FDIC insured, which makes it so angry that my bank closed my accounts over that Coinbase wire transfer. It's FDIC insured. Anyways, the Lend proposal did not appear controversial at the time. It applied to USDC stablecoins. Here's the thread from Brian Armstrong. This is all a scam. Uncle Brian also complained the SEC's failed to enforce its policies evenly, allowing other companies that failed to seek out the agency's approval in the first place to operate for many months. Well, you know where I'm from, snitches get stitches. Am I right? Is that what he's saying? He's saying, hey, y'all let these other people that didn't have permission go. Always proving it's always better to ask for forgiveness than permission. He also hinted that Coinbase may choose to fight the SEC in court, but described that as a last resort. They're setting this whole thing up. They're setting this whole thing up to explain to you they're working together. They're not going to actually come after Coinbase. This whole thing is for publicity, purposes, and I love what TJ said, political theater. New developments are likely to frustrate consumers who have looked enviously at the high yields. Now, if you want high yields, you guys can head on over to bitboycrypto.com/deals. You can scroll down to the Celsius section, and you can click here, and you can sign up for Celsius. I think with the code HODL50.
Yep.
I think it's working supposedly.
Yeah, they said it was, and you get $50 of free Bitcoin, I believe, or maybe stablecoin, but $50.
You get $50.
Yeah,
can't lose. So you guys make sure to sign up for Celsius. And
the rewards.
Is this who he's referring to?
Probably Celsius and BlockFi would be the two main big ones, which is interesting that BlockFi cut their rates down not too long ago, because a lot of them were offering 5, 6, 7, 8%, and I think BlockFi cut theirs down to like 4, which is the same that Coinbase was going to be offering about a month ago. So, or maybe a few weeks ago. It's very interesting.
Somebody says BitBoy versus working out.
Oh,
work out every day.
Yeah,
290 yesterday on the bench.
Looking strong.
I did pretty easy too.
Yeah, 300s.
I can do 300 right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we'll get it. We're gonna hit 300 and then next 315.
Maybe
that'll be the day we let Aaron come record at the gym when I hit 315.
Yeah, Shelby was asking me about that. He's like, why didn't you guys do the path to 300? And I was like, well,
should have, man.
It's a little late now. But
here's Brad Garlinghouse's response from Ripple Labs. Welcome to the party meme from Die Hard.
That's funny.
Let's see. SEC's legal threat is bad news for Coinbase. Now, look, I like Decrypt. I think Decrypt just doesn't always have all the right information. They're reporting on what's out there in the public eye. There's a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes. Here's the Twitter thread from Uncle Brian. Coinbase stock plunges following SEC lawsuit threads.
Click it and see Cuban's response there. Is that on that thread or no? Brian Armstrong's? Does it show? No. Go to comment on like the first one.
Here it is. Brian, this is regulation versus regulation via litigation. They aren't capable of working through this themselves and are afraid of making mistakes in doing so. They leave it to lawyers. Just the people you don't want impacting new technologies. You have to go on the offensive. Well, it's hard to go on the offensive when you're already on the defensive unit. So that's what I would say. So this is all posturing. The stock plunges. Yeah, all right. So here we go. Next story.
Speaking of big money manipulation.
Large investors are behind Binance Smart Chain's rapid growth. That's a big shocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Large investors.
Big money.
Weird.
I think there's a line somewhere that says, oh, believe it or not, it's not the retail traders driving this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's actually
really
big money.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
In a market that's $2 trillion, how is it possible that the guy buying $7 worth of Cardano a day on Coinbase
isn't pumping the price?
Isn't pumping the price.
I don't know.
That's weird.
It is weird.
That's real weird.
Well, let's read about it. How's that sweet tart? You gonna give me the walrus?
Very good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. A couple things I want to point out here. I know we're joking about retail investors. I know I said somebody spends $7 a day. There's a guy at our gym, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
He's so proud. He puts $7 in a day. I kid you not, $7 a day. And in the last few months, his portfolio is like north of like $3,000.
Yeah.
From $7 a day. You guys that say you have no money, think about that. That's basically 2 macchiatos a day. Boom. And also I wanted to point out, at our game last night, a kid came to talk to me, but I was coaching, so he didn't talk. His name's Hayden. He's got a little YouTube channel. And he's 12. One of my son's teammates, his brother's good friends with this kid. He came up to talk to me. I didn't know until after the game. Want to give him a little shout out. But he convinced his mom into setting up a Coinbase and giving him his allowance in Bitcoin.
That's awesome.
From watching the channel.
That's cool.
That's adoption right there. So shout out to Hayden. Come talk to me next time. Okay. So back to this. Large investors, high value traders, not retail investors, are behind BSC's rapid growth. Wow, I thought it was so organic. Nansen drew the conclusion from blockchain data. For example, the value of stablecoin transactions worth at least $1 million, accounted for over 90% of total stablecoin volume in April, when Popular Dex PancakeSwap saw a flurry of activity. So you guys can see the amount of transactions there, the dark green being 100K to 1 million. And then look at the 1 million plus volume. That's the blue. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
during the peak, that means 94 or 95% of the transactions were $1 million transactions.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right.
Wow.
Big money.
Smart money, including traders who made more than $100,000 in profit by providing liquidity and mining liquidity, have shown increased interest in BSC. As the chart shows, in which 7.4% of funds dabbled in both BSC and Ethereum, or nearly 50% of Flash Boys, or wallets that have made multiple DEX trades in a single profitable transaction, are in BSC and Ethereum. Wow, look at that. Smart money interactions, one of the possible positive indicators of a certain project or protocol. So pretty crazy when you really start looking at all these charts. Institutional investors dominated the DeFi scene in Q2. Shocking again. Like what? I got a question. I just have to ask this. I really want to ask this to the audience. Okay, you guys know I got a guy. You guys know that it's a meme. I understand at this point. That's what has driven me to this, like looking at things from purely institutional investing standpoint. That's where all the money is, right? For you guys to think that that's not true, what is moving the price? What is moving the price? Like, do you honestly believe that it's a bunch of guys in their 40s working as a manager at Quick Trip? Like, are those the guys that are pumping the price? Who is it? Who's pumping the price? It's not the miners. I think we did have a big miner dump yesterday, but it's not really the miners. We've watched their transactions. We know when the miners were moving things. Okay. Now, a lot of the miners are the early Bitcoin whales. You may not, or early Bitcoin miners are a lot of the whales, but not the majority anymore. The majority are now institutions. But what is causing the pumps? If you don't think it's the institutional money jumping in, what is it? And if it is the institutional money, then how can you say it's not manipulation? Would they have the power to move the markets? I see it done every day. I literally see a transaction that will move the market every single day. But I want to know what it is. You see, look, Frank is saying HODL 50 doesn't work on Celsius.
Frank, have you ever used Celsius before? Or are you a new user? I think that was the one thing they were saying. So I'll check on that.
Okay. Yeah, we got to get that figured out.
Yeah. The issue is on their end because every time we ask a question, a new person responds to us. So there's about 7 people over there talking to us. So.
Yeah. Okay. So nobody knows. Nobody knows what the answer is here.
I also love that these stories line up real well with all the stuff we've been talking about for the last month. You know, we pull it up 2 stories in a row, makes it seem like that it's not guesswork. It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
It's almost like it.
Yeah.
There are people out there that I really believe this. I believe they go home at night and they pray. They're probably not religious, but they're probably like, spaghetti monster people. They go home and they pray and they're just like, please let BitBoy be wrong today. Please don't let the bull market end in the fall. Please don't, at any cost. Because all they want to do is come in and say that we're wrong. When we have plainly been right about the vast majority of things we've said, at least over the last several months, and really going back 2 years. We've been perfect on everything. We're not going to hit a lot of the price predictions we had earlier in the year. I can admit that. We had months chopped out of the bull market. So what are you going to do? Super Cool Chuck says, dear crypto, baby Jesus. Amen. All right, so let's move on. Next story here. Who was selling? Here we go. Not hodlers. New data hints at Bitcoin crash culprit amid leverage wipeout. A classic dichotomy between hodlers and leverage traders sets this week's Bitcoin price dip apart from the pandemic crash in March 2020. Bitcoin crashed by $9,000 in hours on Tuesday, thanks to a mass unwinding of leverage traders and borrowers, one analyst believes. Let me get a quick, I just want to check the markets here while we're doing the story. I want to watch what it's doing. Still at 46,000 at the latest, 46.2 right now. Okay. So in a series of tweets, Willie Woo said that open interest may be to blame, with rumors flying over who was behind Bitcoin's major price dip. Analysts have been crunching data in order to understand where the rout began. Apologies to the March 2020 crash sparked by pandemic measures, but Tuesday's event showed major differences. Leverage markets sold off, but investor buying just got stronger. BTC flash crashes are caused by deleveraging. The pandemic crash was similar in that derivatives overreacted, but back then it was supported by investors. This one was completely divergent and a mystery. Cheap coins. I got something. There we go. Wu subsequently suspected that the dip came as a result of margin borrowing and open interest in a classic domino effect. Positions unwound to produce a cascade of liquidations and positive feedback loop, which severely impacted the spot price. Now, here's the interesting thing. What? Old Growth Canopy says, you mean people who are not, or people who are holding are not causing the price to crash? Huh, imagine that. That's pretty funny. That's a good point. That's a good point. But this is about open interest. What is open interest? Well, this is the amount of calls and puts that are open on the futures markets, which who invests? TJ, can you tell me what futures trades you have going on right now?
I do not currently have any open interest.
That's cool. I mean, I've been saying I haven't been trading either, but TJ, just tell me, what is your favorite futures trading platform to use for Bitcoin?
Not
futures?
leverage. You're talking specific futures contracts?
Yeah, open interest.
Yeah,
right.
I don't do that, but CME.
But you haven't done it. But like, which one's your favorite?
CME or Durbit are the main ones. Durbit.
Durbit, whatever it's.
Durbit. Yeah.
Frogs, I'll tell you what.
They're gonna get you.
I tell you, listen to the reasoning behind the frogs thing.
Oh no.
Just saying. I do not believe frogs choose their sexuality.
Okay, good.
It's born in them.
Durbit.
Ribbit.
Okay.
So here's the thing. No one in this chat, virtually no one are using these platforms for futures trading. Now I'm talking about leverage trading. I'm talking about futures contract trading. Now you guys are using them. So who's doing it?
The institutions.
The institutions. And who do we mean specifically? Well, we mean BlackRock is the number one that comes to mind.
Hedge funds.
Hedge funds.
Yeah.
BlackRock controls, I think it's $9 trillion or something like that.
Oh, I started watching Billions.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
First scene's pretty good, isn't it?
First scene gets you pretty quick.
You're like, what is this?
Yeah, what's going on here?
That's probably the craziest scene in the whole show.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
I only watched the first episode. It's good.
It's good.
So good so far.
New season starts, I think, this Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Or the last half of the new season, whatever it is. But it's been off for a year and a half, I think.
We got 5 to go, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm the Bobby Axelrod of crypto, and you're Wags.
Wags?
Yeah. Except for we kind of have reverse personalities. So I don't know. Maybe you're Axelrod and I'm Wags. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Interesting.
So anyway, so the open interest was leading the institutions moving the price, a healthy cleansing. You do have to clear out the leverage. Now, what I thought was really interesting was yesterday we had the leverage cleared out on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
We had the longs and the shorts, proving, as I've told you guys many times, leveraging is not a 50-50 proposition. You can be going up and wiped out, or it can be going down, you're shorting, and it can spike up and wipe you out within 5 minutes, either way. So that's why it's important to have those stop losses in place. But who is selling? Not hodlers. That's all I can think of is that guy's comment. Mostly whales, and in fact, that bought their BTC only quite recently. So these were, now look, this is important here, okay? I want you guys to really understand this, because this here is something that I already did. Aaron, thank you. This is something very important to understand, because this is something that we saw back in the May crash as well, okay? Whales that just bought their Bitcoin recently, it's almost like they bought the Bitcoin to dump it. Weird, isn't it? Why would someone who just recently bought dump all their Bitcoin? Favorite word on this channel is interesting. It probably is. I do like the word interesting.
That's
interesting.
I say that a lot, so it's probably me.
I say it a lot too.
That's my number one. Like when somebody says something and I don't really have much to say, or maybe I disagree with them, but I don't want to disagree with them, I'll just be like, interesting.
Are you bearish or bullish on liking texts?
On liking texts?
Yeah, or like, exclamation pointing them, or hearting them.
Reacting to text. bullish, assuming you're dealing with another iPhone person. It's really annoying in a group chat when there's an Android person in there and you get an extra.
Period. No, just stop. Just leave that sentence there.
Yeah.
It's really annoying when you're in a group text and there's an Android person there.
Yeah. But no, I like reacting to.
My wife says she doesn't like it.
I love
and
it.
I said, honey, it's the perfect way to end the conversation.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, if I say one more thing, they're going to respond. I like what you said.
Right.
No offense to all the people who have liked their text recently.
We
really love those people.
You really do like their texts. That's why you do it.
I do.
Yeah.
That's why. All right. Charles Hoskinson warns of massive FUD storm in run-up to Alonzo launch, says same was with Shelly. But I'll tell you, through the Shelly launch, it did pump like crazy. IOHK, or IOG, Input Output Global CEO has addressed the mind-blowing amount of FUD Cardano has faced as preparations for the launch of smart contracts are in full swing. What do you think about this shirt? What is that?
Charles.
That's a Charles and a half shirt right there, isn't it?
He's looking skinny.
He's got a hair's cut. He got all of his hairs cut.
He's dropped some weight, looks like.
Looks like he has. He stopped training for that fight that never happened. I guess dropped weight. Charles Hoskinson, the founder and CEO of IOG and founder of Cardano, is taking to Twitter. Now, we do have a Cardano video out today where we're going to be talking about a lot of the stuff. Sorry, they're saying something about my drink in a tea bag. Here, I'll just put it in there so y'all can't see it. Let's see, about FUD on Twitter, Reddit, and other social media. Cardano is facing the storm of commentary just before rolling out the Alonzo upgrade. This is not the first time the Cardano blockchain has faced such criticism and FUD. Hoskinson added last year it also happened before the launch of the Shelly upgrade, the upgrade that introduced proof of stake to the network. Hoskinson has tweeted that he does not find the current massive FUD underway surprising and has been expecting it. His explanation was that the Alonzo upgrade, along with other major upgrades on Cardano, is the most popular proof of stake blockchain continues to develop, belongs to the category of things that people don't understand or feel threatened by. God, I feel like I fit in that category. As a reminder, one of those who has been massively attacking Cardano in the recently launched testnet with smart contracts feature has been the co-founder of ETHHub.io and prominent member of the Ethereum community, Anthony Sassano. On Sunday, he stated the Cardano blockchain is broken. These people are such idiots. He posted a screenshot shared on Reddit. They show that the recently released MinSwap exchange app has stumbled over several big issues. It has been basically useless for users so far since Cardano's EUTXO can now conduct only one single transaction on each block. None of this is true, by the way. However, the IOHK team has published a lengthy thread on Twitter explaining what has happened and why the complaints of Anthony Sassano and other users are noise and FUD. Alexander Blinn says it there in the chat. He says, haters gonna hate. That's exactly what this is. Once again, what is the narrative? What is the narrative? When it comes to Cardano and Ethereum, what is the narrative? They're head to head. So you got the founder of ETHHub.io coming after Cardano. Now, there are a lot of reasons why this is FUD. Charles lays it out. None of this is new. None of this is surprising. The issues that arose are simple because the MinSwap people don't know how to code. That's what it boils down to. When you look at Sunday Swap, we look at Occam Finance, we look at a lot of these other, there's another one too, Ergo. All of these people were able to code their projects with no problems. Why MinSwap? Well, I don't know. I guess they're going to have to name it Idiot Swap because y'all can't get your stuff together. So the thing is, we're going to address this a lot in a Cardano video today. So you guys make sure to come back at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to check out that video. I think tonight I'm going to do another one of those daily wrap-up videos tonight. I'm going to try to do one of those. I think we're going to start doing those every day. I forgot last night because I was depressed last night. If we lose our 6U game, I will not be doing them that night. All my brain is thinking about is how we can win. We should have won that game. God. If you guys only knew how much this really bothered me. I wish you guys knew. Set out to destroy the league, and we're 0-1.
Hey.
It's a sad moment in time. We will get better.
Only up from here.
I'm like Tim Tebow after that Ole Miss loss.
Oh, you don't want to be in the Tim Tebow category.
Why?
I mean, I guess so you're saying his college career? You're going to...
Yeah, after he lost to Ole Miss and he came out and he swore they would not lose another game the rest of the season. You know what they did? They won the championship.
All right.
So it was such a good speech. Tim Tebow was such a good player in college. I hated him because he played for Florida. I wanted him to lose every game, but he was a great player. 64% of pools are Alonzo ready. Cardano creator predicts the many nation states will follow El Salvador's lead. I know Mark Moss sent me a video about kind of some of this similar stuff this morning. I don't think we're seeing any of this because I think I love these guys. I think I have a better, because it was gifted to me, a better understanding of what's actually happening with the chess being played around the world right now. I don't think we're going to see this, but let's see what Charles has to say. I haven't watched Mark's video yet that he sent me, but I do like Mark Moss. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's actually got a lot of really good geopolitical macro perspectives too. Probably a lot more than your average YouTuber because he's been watching, a lot of this manipulation with gold and silver and real estate and a lot of that stuff for a long time. So he's able to take that knowledge from other markets and apply it to this pretty well, I think.
Yeah, Mark does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
If I wasn't gifted information of the chess that's being played around the world, I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that a lot of, I think there's definitely less than 100 people that actually know what's going on in the world. So, in the coming years, many more nation states will use crypto. It's actually much less than that, but I don't want to sound too cocky. Many more nation states will use crypto as part of their monetary policy, either as reserves in their central banks or using crypto rails for central bank transactions. He says Bitcoin making legal, or El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender could be a moment to reflect on how far the industry has gone in 12 years. I agree with that 100%. We as the industry won. Now we're just sorting out the details of what that actually means. Crypto mogul. I don't think the word. Do you think of the word mogul when you think of Charles?
No, but I guess it works.
I guess it applies.
Yeah.
Adds that every nation state from here on out will have to come up with its own crypto strategy. What this does is that it legitimizes the belief that we should be in control of the money in our pockets. We should be ultimately in control of how that money moves and who receives it. Hoskinson also took a stand against crypto tribalism, claiming that there are many more things that unite members of the crypto industry than divide them. And look, this is what we see with like most people when it comes to the XRP lawsuit with the SEC or vice versa, is that, look, a lot of us aren't the biggest fans of working with central banks. Like, I mean, that's a good way. That's a very polite way to say that.
Yeah.
But we all agree that we would rather be on XRP side than the SEC side, for sure. Because the SEC is trying to use XRP to pin down the rest of crypto. It's a master plan from the SEC that's failing and did not work. I don't know how virtuous it was set out in the beginning, but you find these things that unite us in crypto. We're all on the same team. We all want a better world. We want a better decentralized world. That doesn't mean we're going to get it, though. We can fight, but the problem is we're extremely outnumbered. So we have managed to make crypto legitimate. Crypto is legitimate at this point. There's no question about it. But how much further can we take the ideals of decentralization? And we have a lot of people that are selling on these dips and giving more and more of the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and the XRP and the Cardano to the whales, the more we lose. It like basically, if you think of it like this, for crypto to win, the majority of crypto has to be in retail investors' hands, not institutional investors' hands. And we are losing that battle daily by a long shot. Why? We had the chance. We had the chance in the beginning before they took it serious, but the problem was average people didn't take it serious either. Very few of us took it serious at that time. I didn't take it serious enough in the beginning. And so it's hard to imagine a world where we're going to win out. And these ideals of places like, El Salvador and Panama accepting Bitcoin as legal tender and people are going to want to spend it, I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm not trying to be negative. It's like everybody supported this idea that Bitcoin is digital gold, and then El Salvador said, "Oh, we're going to accept it as currency." And now you got all these people that are back on that currency track, and I just think it's a losing track. I think it goes around in a circle forever. So
yeah, and I think kind of what Charles was saying makes sense, and it also plays into what you were saying. Like, we've established now, I think, across the board that people believe the government shouldn't control your money, and then that leaves an opening for somebody else to step in, and then those big hedge funds are like, "Oh, great, we'll step in and take controlling interest in all the world's money," and the little guy, like you said, isn't stepping up fast enough. We've established that the government doesn't need to be in control, but we're just sitting back. We aren't, and everybody watching this channel isn't, but the majority of people out there aren't getting involved and aren't stepping up and taking control back for themselves like we need them to.
And that's what's discouraging.
It is.
Like, that's where the discouragement comes from. It's not because of my belief or what I want.
Right.
I certainly want to crush every bank around. Yeah. I promise you. I want to crush banks.
Yeah, you had a whole strategy to get one and burn it to the ground just for fun at one point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do want to do that.
I know.
And the thing is, though, is everybody's got to join us. It can't just be me. So I saw some comments over there in the basement. If you scroll up a little bit. Yeah, one is the Fed will not just roll over. That's the point. The Fed will not just roll over. And then from Fish Scale says, but we all sell one day to accumulate more. It's part of the game. If we don't ever sell, how will we get more? Yeah, that's true, of course. And we're going to do the same thing when we're at the top or near the top. But when we were in the middle of this market, you don't want to do that. The institutions are going to hold these for a long time, but they are going to sell too. Basically, you have to outwit them at their own game. Mm-hmm. And really all that means is making the moves that they're making. So when they start selling, you get out. When I'm talking about selling for the top of the market, you got to learn the difference in the market cycle and where we're at, the difference between selling in the short term and selling in the long term. But yes, the best way to accumulate more is to sell the tops. But it's during the middle of the market. Why this May crash was so bad was because the goal was for them to get it to certain price points. So when we don't sell, we keep them from reaching their goals, what really is the difference between 24,000 and 29,000 at this point? What would have the difference really been? Better entries, whatever. But it's giving them the power and letting them win that I can't stand. That's why we gave this message. We did not allow, and I say we because this channel specifically, George, his channel specifically, we were the two channels preaching do not sell. George from Cryptos R Us. We preached that the whole time. Every other channel flip-flopped. I love them all, but they all flip-flopped at certain points. We never flip-flopped, okay? Between Cryptos R Us and this channel right here, we made a difference in this market. We did not allow them to reach their goal. I'd flick them off if this one, family-friendly channel, because that's what I want to do. I want to piss off the banks. I want to get them angry. I want them to want to come after me. And you guys, the Bit Squad, one day I hope I don't Epstein myself. If I did, you guys played a role in it, so thank you. Sorry, family.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Solana. Speaking of financial cartel, Solana's Sol token weathers the crypto tumble sparked by Bitcoin. Shocking, isn't it? Number one institutional coin. Sol rolled out $300 billion fall in overall crypto market value. Optimism for Solana spurred quadrupling in Sol in the past 30 days. There's Mike Novogratz. By the way, did you meet? You didn't meet that lady at the Alabama game, who I think it was her ex-boyfriend is good friends with Mike Novogratz.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I say good friend. They went to school together.
Huh.
So anyway, she texted a picture of me to her ex-boyfriend, which she didn't really want to do. But she did, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, it was pretty funny."
Obviously, she did want to do it because she did.
She wanted to
flex a little bit.
Flexed a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sudden plunge in Bitcoin dragged the crypto world into a sea of red. There was a key holdout, the Sol token. Sol averted a big drawdown over the past 24 hours, underlining investor interest in the argument that its linked blockchain Solana is a potential long-term rival for Ethereum. Now, remember what I told you guys about? Altcoin Daily too. You guys are right. Altcoin Daily too. They're very solid during that time. They're very consistent with their messaging. I forgot about they're right behind us. So they're on the show all the time. We love Altcoin Daily. So you're definitely right. So I do want to point that out. Altcoin Daily was another one. But we've been talking about the institutional interest in Solana for a while now, for about 3 weeks. And here's the interesting thing to me. I've been really pondering this question. I said it for a while. I was pondering whether or not Solana, the financial cartel, can actually make Solana a competitor to Ethereum. And I wrestled with that question. I wrestled with it. Never feel like I came to a good answer. But I feel like in this article, it kind of lays it out here. It says, Sol averted a big drawdown over the past 24 hours. underlining investor interest in the argument that its linked blockchain Solana is a potential long-term rival for Ethereum, currently the most used network for applications like decentralized finance and digital collectibles. As long as the price keeps going up when everything is going down, whether or not the technology is compatible or comparable, whether or not the amount of users is growing as fast as Ethereum's users are growing, none of that matters. If Solana stays in the spotlight, the narrative that it can compete with Ethereum is going to get bigger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Through this, it seems like they can, just through price alone, will Solana into the conversation with Cardano and Ethereum. So it looks like this is happening. I mean, I think, you know, we don't know what the development pool is like. We know Solana is good. We like Solana. We've always liked the tech there. I actually could have gotten the ICO for it. I still have the email somewhere on my computer. I've been, I think, like February of 2018, maybe. Can't remember exactly when. But, you know, the fact is, I think they can will it. So Solana is definitely one to continue watching. But I don't think, like, here's the lie here, okay? The lie is that your common new person coming into crypto is interested in Solana. Your new person to crypto has no idea what Solana is. No clue. May have heard of Cardano, have heard of Ethereum, probably heard of Ripple, probably heard, definitely heard of Bitcoin. But Solana is so far out of the new investor's mind, other than people who are just getting into CoinMarketCap and clicking sort and seeing Solana at the top every day, that it's got to have this narrative behind it to will it into that conversation. Which somebody asked, by the way, is CoinMarketCap owned by CoinGecko? No. Binance owns CoinMarketCap. I meant to address that. I saw that earlier. So, all right. The next Solana, Algorand token pumps to highest price in more than 2 years despite market sell-off. So the idea is, can Algorand be the next Solana? I'm going to go ahead and say at the beginning, I do not believe that it will be the next Solana because the same kind of people behind Solana are not necessarily behind Algorand. Well, let's double check that.
I was going to say, one thing that's interesting to me.
We like Solana. I do love Algorand, though.
Yeah, we do like Algorand. But one thing that's always interesting to me is when you get big dumps and big volatile movements like we had yesterday, where there's a lot going on really fast. And then you see something like Algo do something it hasn't done in a while, get a big move up while everything else is going down. It's a good reason to take a second, look at it, research it, and see, hey, what's going on with this one, and why did it act differently than the rest of the market when we were going through that? And Algo, you know, like, it could have been some of that big money getting out of positions in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, parking it in Algo. So, you know, it is another one, really strong tech. Like I said at the top of the show, kind of a dark horse when it comes to ability, throughput, technology, what you can do on the platform. So if you get big money behind it, pushing it like you were just talking about, it can go from way down the list to right up in the discussion with top projects pretty quick.
So I'm just looking through here, Algorand's advisors. He's from MIT. I just don't. What is Golden Tree? I need to ask and find out what Golden Tree is because I don't know what that is. Look, I'm on digital currency website, or I was on the digital currency website. Their Algorand is not in the portfolio. Solana also is not in the portfolio of the digital currency group. But if you look at this is where it gets so convoluted and it's hard to find who's actually behind this stuff, because Solana is not a digital currency investment. However, Coinbase Ventures is heavily invested into Solana. They're a big part of that $314 million raise that they had a while back. So because of that, they still have their hooks in, even though they're not technically in their portfolio. So Algorand, I do not believe is part of the financial cartel, but I will figure out if I can get that. That's why Solana is pumped, is the institutional money. It's not because it's just great tech. Algorand, great tech, founded by the guy that basically created cryptography, okay? But I think Algorand's going to have a good run. It's going to continue to run up. But I think Solana is probably going to be the #1 mover of this entire market. I don't think that's going to change. Wonder where it is in comparison with Dogecoin. Dogecoin was #1.
Yeah, I think Solana passed it as of now, but I'm sure it's relative to the price on the day. But yeah, I don't think Algorand could. I think it could just. It's another one that has the potential to make a major move up the list. I don't think it's going to pass Solana necessarily, but it can go from, like, where is it now on CoinMarketCap?
Solana number 8.
Algo.
Oh, Algo.
21.
Probably in this. Yeah, 21.
So I think it can move up from 21 up into that top 10, 12 discussion if you pull the stable coins out. Up there with Chainlink, Uni, that kind of area.
Yeah.
Like get over.
I agree.
Yeah.
1 year. Doesn't show what that is. Hold on. I want to crypto compare. No, it's Coin Paprika. Let me go there. Coin Paprika. I'm very interested to see the 1 year chart for these two coins. Okay, so Dogecoin, Hex, the number 3 coin overall, if you over here to Paprika. Okay, Solana, let's see here, 1 year, it's up 6,356%. Sheesh. That's a 63x. Okay, so 63x. Now, what is Dogecoin? Dogecoin beat it by 50%, 9,300% over the last 1 year. So there you go. And it's, things started popping late summer. Yeah, so that's probably a pretty accurate comparison year over year. Solana has almost outperformed Dogecoin, but it's got quite a bit to go. It just depends on how Dogecoin does. So it looks like Dogecoin is probably the number 1 mover of this entire market, even if it just stays stagnant the rest of the time. So does that make you happy, TJ?
Love it.
I know you love it.
Somebody said in the chat, where'd it go? Dogecoin is basically, there it is. Dogecoin is the proof of how much of a joke the crypto market is.
No. Dogecoin is proof of the power of social marketing and Gen Z.
And how much this is hype driven still.
Everything's hype driven. Yeah.
Not
Solana's hype driven.
Not tech driven.
Not at all.
Right.
Maybe in 4 years that will change.
Right. Use case probably next cycle.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. XRP lawsuit. Ripple takes aim at the obvious tension in the SEC's broad theory. So here's the new news coming out. XRP community was left fuming on September 3rd after the U.S. SEC filed its opposition to Ripple's motion compelling the regulator to produce information about SEC's employees, XRP, Bitcoin, Ether holdings. September 7th, Ripple filed its reply, touching upon 3 of the SEC's reasons for refusal to further support its own motion. Defense lawyer and former federal prosecutor James Fallon shared a redacted copy of Ripple's filings on Twitter. Ripple files reply in further support of its motion to compel the SEC to produce documents showing whether SEC employees were permitted to trade XRP and other digital assets. So here we go. You can see this is legal jargon, so we're not going to get into it. But SEC had previously explained that its employees' trading information is collected by an office called the Ethics Council. According to the agency, handing over the sensitive data, even in aggregate form, would be an intrusion into the privacy of SEC employees. Wow. But getting Slack messages between employees from Ripple, that's totally in bounds.
Right. Well, because they don't work for the SEC.
Right. And it's do what we say, not what we do. Exactly. Remember that at all times. SEC, the most corrupt organization in the American government. And that tells you everything you need to know. Ripple claimed the SEC's opposition ignores or misstates key issues relevant to the court. Defendants seek production only of aggregate, completely anonymized information of a narrow scope and for a limited period of time. Another bone of contention was the SEC alleging that material from up to 9 years ago might have to be produced. As per its filing, the burden of production would strain the resources of the Ethics Council. It would strain the resources to go back in a database. How idiotic is that? Well, you don't think they have all this stuff on file somewhere? They may have to hire an extra filer for a couple weeks to find it? It shouldn't be that hard. Needless to say, Ripple disagreed with this agency, claiming that per its understanding, the SEC's XRP records spanned only a little more than a year. What does that tell you? It tells you all their XRP trading has been since this case started.
A little shady.
Time is ticking for the SEC. Simply irrelevant. However, Ripple in its reply observed that the SEC's claim is a familiar one, which the court has rejected several times in the past. Near the conclusion, Ripple stated, there's an obvious tension between the SEC's broad theory in this case, that every offer, sale, and distribution of XRP by defendants since 2013 constituted an investment contract, that the individual defendants recklessly disregarded the law, and the fact, which we seek to confirm, that the SEC's own employees were permitted to trade in XRP as late as March 9th, 2019, and possibly thereafter. Now, this is where you have to remember. Remember, the two people leading Ripple's lawsuit, or response to the lawsuit, former employees of the SEC, including their enforcement agent, their head of enforcement. So they know that these people were trading XRP. That's how they know who to go after. If they weren't trading, think about this, guys. I want you guys to think about this. Let's use logic here. If none of the SEC employees were trading XRP, why would they be pushing back on this? Why would they be pushing back on records that don't exist? The two employees that work for the SEC that now lead the lawsuit team, the law team for Ripple Labs, they knew people that were trading it. This is kind of like if you know someone who witnessed a murder and they were the only person who saw the murder, and the prosecuting team, you know, all they're trying to do is get that person, but the defense doesn't want that person because they know they've got the truth, and once that comes out, the whole thing's over. That's what's going on here. That's why they're fighting tooth and nail to not have this stuff shown. But I mean, all that smoke and mirrors, all this stuff's already been settled. It's already been done. So this is all posturing at this point. We will never, I want you guys to hear me, we'll never see these records. We will never see the records of the employees that traded XRP. We'll never see them. No one will ever see these. These will be sealed forever. But they were trading for sure. Curious case from redactions. Particularly striking was a redacted line from page 2. Ripple claimed the SEC's Ethics Council had a responsibility to prohibit employees from trading in securities and digital assets. Ripple suggested this could have been based on some assessment of the advisability of SEC staff trading in these assets. However, a footnote referenced a 2014 Ethics Council guidance document regarding Bitcoin. Though partially redacted, Ripple claimed the document shows the SEC was unsure about regulating digital assets even in 2014, while the SEC's complaint against Ripple included its activities since 2013. No doubt a number of SEC employees and XRP community members will be tracking the case from here on. This is the most fascinating story in crypto. I love talking about this every day. I've never seen so many like twists and turns of a case in such a short period of time. It's like every week we're getting like these crazy things coming out of left field. So SEC stands for steal everyone's cash. I like that. That's good. Okay. So here we go.
Also, real quick, just wanted to hit, somebody was asking about where to find or where to get to the academy, which is the BitLab Academy that we just launched last week. You just go to bitlabacademy.com.
We need to link to this from our
Yeah, I'll work on that this afternoon. Okay. We'll get that up on the deals page, but that's where it goes, bitlabacademy.com. Check it out and let us know what you think.
Yeah, look at that. Don't you think they should have made this my logo instead of the Bitcoin?
You said you didn't want that. Oh, you're just talking about specifically right there.
Yeah, that's neat. It's a nice little graphic, but
it is cool.
Okay. Yeah, so here it is, BitLab Academy. You guys can check it out. This is good stuff here, talking about centralized versus decentralized. We got beginner videos, intermediate videos, and courses. There's a lot of cool stuff.
And it comes with full access to a very active Discord with a lot of really good traders in there that have a lot of really good calls, and just a lot of people that are willing to help you out with everything you want. So if you want to get involved with the true community of the BitSquad, get in there and start talking to people.
Yeah. This BitBoy only talks sweet to people. But how have you ever met me?
I was about to
Mother
say,
Chucker?
Who is this? This
Don't
guy's
talk sweet. I'll throw you off a balcony.
This guy's new to the channel.
I mean, as a digital person, not an actual throwing somebody off a balcony, I would never condone that.
Right.
All right. So, hey, and if you're less than 290, I know I can pick you up. If you're over 290, you're a big boy. You have a hard fall. Okay, so Snowden talks here. This is our crypto roundup here. Snowden urges other nations to embrace Bitcoin. This is the last story, right?
Yes.
Okay. Snowden urges other nations to embrace Bitcoin after El Salvador fast. Latecomers may regret hesitating. He calls for Bitcoin adoption by other nations. Latecomers may regret hesitating. He believes it is now important for nations to adopt Bitcoin as well. Snowden's commented on a post by crypto journalist Aaron von Ridrum, who was able to pay for his McDonald's meal in San Salvador, which is the capital of El Salvador, I believe, September 7th in Bitcoin, and posted about this on Twitter. Edward Snowden said, today Bitcoin was formerly recognized legal tender in its first country. For the headlines, there's now pressure on competing nations to acquire Bitcoin, even only as a reserve asset. This is the more important part, I believe, of collecting Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Just walked into a McDonald's in San Salvador to see if I could pay for my breakfast with Bitcoin. To be honest, fully expecting to be told no. But lo and behold, they printed a ticket with a QR code that took me to a webpage with Lightning invoice, and now I'm enjoying my desayuno tradicional. You guys like that? Hey, put it on there. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I admit it. Okay, so moving on, we got this story. FTX strikes ambassador equity deal with NBA star Steph Curry. Steph, when are you coming on the channel?
So this makes sense why Brady was tweeting him the other day.
Yeah.
You know, he knew this deal was about to get done. Brady's an equity holder in FTX. I think this is probably a similar deal with Steph Curry. They basically trade a small amount of equity for a strategic marketing partner.
Somebody says that's one expensive McDonald's breakfast. Super Cool Chuck says that breakfast may have cost him $5,000 in a few years. Man, better taste good. My thing is, if I go and pay for McDonald's with Bitcoin myself personally, I think it's really cool, right? But I know what I'm doing. I'm sacrificing the potential price appreciation to do something fun and quirky and enjoy, some hot cakes with sausage in the short term. My problem with El Salvador, as I talked about this yesterday around the blockchain, is a lot of the people don't understand the decisions they're making. They don't have the education to understand what is the trade-off you're doing when you're spending Bitcoin. So that's a big problem. So there's a link to the Academy. We'll pin it in the chat over there. BitBoy versus Steph. Well, what are we versing in? Basketball. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna back him down. I'm gonna use that butt. I'm gonna bounce him in the bottom. I'm gonna put it up there. I'm gonna lay it in. But I probably won't be able to compete with him on the 3-point line. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Me versus Steph. Gonna be tough. Tough matchup. He went to Davidson. Okay, how good can he be? He played at Davidson.
Well, I saw
totally kidding.
I was gonna say I saw this YouTuber yesterday call him the greatest shooter of all time.
You did?
Yeah.
Who was it?
George.
George?
I'm just kidding. It was you,
me.
obviously.
I did call him the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah.
Hey, just to be a shooter don't mean he can take me though. He could take me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Steph's also taller than me. Barely. I think how tall is Steph?
Let's look.
How tall is Steph?
Oh, Inti Velez, BC backer to around BC. I don't know what that means.
BC
around. I was gonna say around the blockchain, but
6'3". He's 6'3".
So he's got you.
Oh, BC backer to around the blockchain. That's what you're saying. Maybe reach out to him. Now is he 6'3" with the fro here? Because that hair has got to be like an extra inch.
That says 6'2" right
there. That's
there.
Seth Curry. That's his brother.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, they're all taller than me. As you guys know, I am 5'10", so he's got me by 5 inches. Now, Steph versus Justin Williams.
A little closer.
No, I still wouldn't be close. I think I could score more than Justin could. Okay. Republic of Panama introducing bill for regulating crypto. 1 in 4 U.S. teens will buy crypto if given money to invest. So a little roundup on the stuff going for today. So, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. I got a really cool shirt, by the way. Somebody sent me. Are we going with the ETH 10K by Halloween? Is that the new thing? That's what the shirt says.
10K by Halloween? Sure. Why not?
With a pumpkin on it.
There
Where
you
is
go.
it at? It's not in here.
We'll bring it in tomorrow.
Yeah. I should wear it tomorrow. It's the same guy that made the ETH to 25K or 2,500 by Valentine's Day shirt.
Yeah, I saw it come in. I figured it was
It's
the same
freaking
guy.
sweet.
Yeah.
In the back it says XRP Supreme Commander and Leader.
Oh, remind me to show you. There's some XRP wraps I wanted to show you that I think you'll really like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They have me in it?
No.
Well, I'm sure they're okay. All right, guys. Great show today. We'll be back tomorrow. Back on Around the Blockchain later today. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to go get fitted for a grill. I'm the People's Champ, crypto. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.
When you